new season's going to be coming up very soon. Everyone's back in pre-season already.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But the PGMOL have got a conference ahead of the new season. Are you involved in that, Derm? You going?
Yeah, I go as a member. It's the Southern Area Conference, but it's pretty interesting so much as you learn about the new laws, what's happening, see the elevations, the new referees that have been promoted and different things, and find out themes that what they're looking at, educating on learning from last year, what they feel has gone wrong, what can be addressed, and put it right.
All right, here's a question for you then. What went wrong last season in your eyes?
What went right? Let's make it.
No, I'm going to go straight. What went wrong last season? What do you think that they're going to sit down and say? Right, we need to improve on this.
I think a lot of things were improved, but I think probably some of the foul challenges that went unpunished for red cards. I think looking at the Tarkowski one was a classic example. I think that was one where you look back and think, well, what did the referee see on the field? What did he not see? What did the VAR not recognise that it wasn't a really, really serious challenge? I mean, you look for the ingredients of a red card. He's come at speed. He's come far, far too aggressively. He's far too high, and he doesn't pull out the challenge. It's things like that. It's root cause and remedy. How did you get in this position? How are you going to make sure you don't get in it again?
Yeah, but that's one thing, right? Referees can miss things, right? We've seen it before. It's not uncommon.
What do you mean uncommon? That happens every week.
That's what I mean. It's not uncommon, right?
Miss something every game.
But here's the thing: how does VAR miss it? Are you talking about VAR? You're talking about both.
Both. I think that's the thing, because it's the same group of referees, isn't it? The referees that sit in the VR active referees, and it's about asking that guy, did you look at it too quickly? Did you look at it properly? What did you see that you didn't think it was a red card? Mm. I think that's the start point, because if you polled most people, football fans, they'd say, yeah, it's a red card. It's got all the ingredients. It's one that everybody. You send a player off in a match like that, no matter how early it is, and people go, what did he expect? So that's what you got to do, is find out what was his mindset to get him in that position. Once you found that out, then you can work to eradicate it for future games.
Yeah. There was a few. I mean, we never failed. Do we have something to talk about? There's always a decision, but
basically, I mean, every Monday we was just lined up waiting for Derm, weren't we? With 3 pages.
Tin out on every time he comes in around 11:15 on a Monday.
Another thing as well. Look, there's things we're starting to see things change, especially with referees and how they want to do things on the pitch. You've been watching the Club World Cup. Ref cam.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. Yeah. Really, I think it's really good. Now, you probably couldn't have had it in your day and age, Derm, because you would have been miles behind the play. So you wouldn't have seen nothing anyway. You've just been also on the halfway line.
Pictures were in black and white.
But do you think we're going to see a bit more of that in the Premier League?
They experimented in it at Crystal Palace and Manchester United. I think it's like everything. You see how it works, how it adapts. But it's been very interesting in the Club World Cup, because I think one thing is exposed is how fast the game is. You see the referee tracking a player, and it's amazing. I think the other thing it exposed, the lad who was sent off for Manchester City, is it Rico Henry? No.
Rico Lewis.
Rico Lewis. I watched that game, and the red card comes out, and I genuinely didn't think it was a red card.
Same here.
I think, what has the referee seen to give a red card? It went to VAR. It got upheld, and I was really shocked. A few minutes later, they showed the ref cam, and when you see the referee's view of what happened, it certainly looked a red card to the referee. Whether he was on top of it too close, I don't know. But you see him come in at pace. You see the pace he come in at. You see his leg come up.
Yeah, but the leg coming up. It's the fact that it's hitting where it has in the head, right? But his head is.
Oh, I get that.
That's not a high challenge.
No,
that can't be deemed.
I get that. But what I'm saying is, when you see the ref cam,
right? You've got an extra game on top of that.
Yeah, but you've got a totally different view. When you see the ref's view, I actually understood why he'd red carded him, because on the ref cam, it did look a red card.
But that's why VAR is there.
I get that, but if the referee said, I've seen this, it's not about what the VAR sees, is it? Unless he's made a absolute rickets.
Okay. Right.
And I'll give you a great example. England won the under 21s, and they've got VAR a lot to thank for, I think, because I think it was quarter-final, handball was given against Cresswell. Now, I don't think it's handball, but I genuinely didn't think they would overturn it. The reason I say that is because in UEFA, it seems the referee has the biggest weight of decision. And the referee gave a penalty on field for handball against Cresswell. And I generally thought he'd be upheld. But the VAR said no, the referee went to screen, and he didn't get the penalty. Well, it was 0-0 a few minutes into the game then. Yeah. If Spain had scored, possibly 1-0, the game changes. A couple of minutes later, England were 2-0 up. So that was a big, big defining moment for VAR to step in.
Isn't that handball we saw with Chelsea the other night, where given a penalty, Guste gives a penalty where, his arm is up in an unnatural position. But, and then by the letter of the law, it's a pen. I understand that. But they're the ones you go, do we not need to have to rein back a little bit about what was deliberate handball or ball to hand or hand to ball and all of that? It feels to me as if it's not going to go back. It's where we are is where we're going to stay. And I think we have to suck it up. There's going to be decisions that we don't like and hate. It's going to go against us, but there's going to be the moment we get it for us as well.
I think handball has been the biggest improvement in the refereeing last season.
Yeah.
I think it's really got better. But the one you're on about with Chelsea, they're always going to be given. And there was one tonight against Switzerland.
Yes, there was.
The minute you raise your arm above your shoulder, it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, you're right.
Look, we've got loads to chat to you about Derm. We're going to have a bit of fun as well as we're on the sports bar. If you've got any questions for Derm, you can call us up and he'll try and answer them. And if you've got any wacky scenarios to put to Derm, we'll put him right under pressure, take him back to when he was reffing. Any scenario you can come up with, the more ridiculous, the better. We'll get you on. You can ask him. 03 717 22 3344.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.